Alright guys, so how do you structure your videos so it is optimized for social media? I'm going to start by telling you a story. I was once in India, I was walking around, I had like an iPhone 5. I saw a group of people cleaning up the streets. I said, what are you doing? They said, we are the ugly Indians. We're not going to blame government, we're not going to blame any organizations, we're just going to clean up the streets and take responsibility for it. And I said, wow, that's amazing. And I said, can I speak to your spokesperson or somebody? They said, no, it's just an idea. You're an ugly Indian, I'm an ugly Indian, we're all ugly Indians. So I was like, what? So you just clean up? They're like, yeah, we just clean up the streets. I shut out my phone, took me 30 minutes to shoot, 30 minutes to edit, and it was my first viral video. It got 8 million views in 8 days on Facebook. I was like, holy moly! So let's watch the video, learn how I structured it, and see if any of these lessons apply to you. Let's go.
That guy is urinating on the wall.
Are you an ugly Indian?
All of us here are the ugly Indians.
This place smells like urine, a lot of urine. This is our problem.
The Ugly Indian is a Facebook group that focus on spot fixing, spotting an ugly part of their towns or their cities and fixing it.
It's meditation.
It's about the broken window theory, that if an area is ugly,
Ugliness attracts ugliness.
but if you can make it beautiful, people will look after it.
Make the space look like somebody is taking care of it.
The tragedy of the commons, that we protect our private spaces, but we neglect public areas.
Erase the signs of neglect, which is the posters on the wall and installing symbols of respect. The picket fence kind of a design, sharp edges, triangles, actually works on the psychology of the onlooker that we should not mess up with this space.
In India, there's a real problem of people spitting tobacco to paint the bottom of the street red. So if they are going to spit into that corner, it'll be less visible. But of course, you can't really fix a problem just by painting over it. This is positive, disruptive anarchy.
How to influence people's psychology.
And it's largely based around Facebook. You take a picture before and you take a picture afterwards.
Before and after makes larger impact than that of words.
Nobody's being paid to do this. This is not even an NGO. It's just an idea, the Ugly Indian, to make India more beautiful.
That we are all the ugly Indians, because unless and until we accept the fact and assume the responsibility of the dirt and filth, we won't be able to solve it.
Have you had an impact on your street? Let us know and share this video. Okay, so the first thing I want you to know about this video is the way it's structured. It's very simple. I talk, he talks, I talk, he talks, I talk, he talks. If you imagine XO, 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 all I do is I conduct the interview with him, listen to what he said, listen to what he didn't say, and then I do pieces to camera filling in the gaps. And if you put those back to back, back to back, back to gap, you make a very easy narrative where you don't have to go home and do any voiceover, you don't have to use your mic, it's all done in the field. So, number one, structure. Really easy structure is to conduct an interview and then with your pieces to camera, fill in the gaps with your voice. Simple. Number two, what was the start of that story? That guy is urinating on the sidewalk! Try and find the most engaging opening 3 seconds, which is the most controversial, funny, visually entertaining. Remember, people are scrolling on their social media timelines, they've got Kim Kardashian, they've got Tottenham beating Man United, and then you're gonna try and watch your video. It's gotta stand out. The opening 3 seconds have gotta be engaging. So that's why I put that up top. Then went in with emotion, emotion, emotion. My community is being impacted, blah, blah, blah. And at the 12-second mark, I started to establish what the story was about. Now, always write to visuals. In this story, you can firstly see a bunch of sequences taking place. Opening the paint, stirring the paint, painting the walls. That's a sequence taking place. Even the gloves going on, it's all part of a sequence. I speak to the visuals. I say, but you can't simply fix the problem by painting over it. And you see somebody painting over it. Your visuals and your text match each other. They marry, and it's just a beautiful video. And finally, all my videos, I try and end with a question. How are you creating opportunities for your community? How is your community cleaning up? Because at the end of the day, platforms like Facebook and Instagram look at how many people are talking about a story at any given time to determine how important that story is. More conversations, more engagement, more views, more attention, more amplification. So just to wrap up with some highlights, number one, make sure the opening 3 seconds grab my attention. No logos, no boring stuff, no anchors saying hello and welcome to the 5 o'clock news. No, grab my attention up the top with the most engaging part of your video in the opening 3 seconds. Number two, always write to visuals. Make sure your visuals and your text mirror each other. If you say that the city is really boring, but you have visuals that look really exciting, it's confusing. The visuals and the text must marry each other. And number three, end your videos with a question. Create conversations in that comment section below. It's so important to drive engagement around your videos.